guys, welcome back again to Rocket Gyan, my fellow space tubers. Okay, so we had two launches back to back scheduled today, and one of those launches has already happened. SpaceX Falcon 9 launch vehicle has launched the Starlink satellites to its nominal parking orbit. Right now, it is in the process of deploying it. But here we have the black Brant 12 rocket of NASA, which we are looking in to see for today's launch. So welcome all of you guys. Hi C1NC, hi Lil Gothic, hi Wildflower, hi Louis Smith, hi Irvin Avila. Okay. Hi Planet X Watcher and March 2028. We're doing this thing. Hopefully so we should be um having some troubles with the winds lately and with the clouds, but we are here to witness the launch today. uh So yes, as suggested by Mars 2028, I that's just a typing mistake in the pinned comment. I'll fix it, no worries. But before that, we need to figure out the way this rocket works and what was the issue with the um rocket previously. So this rocket, this Black Brand 12 rocket, is a four-stage rocket, which you can see here. This is the first stage, the second stage, third stage, and the fourth stage. This is how the rocket looks like. But yes, this is a Black Brand 12 rocket which had um Taurus motor for the second stage, but the today the rocket which will be launching will be the Black Brand 12A. So this will have a Terrier rocket motor. So that's the only difference between these two. And talking about the sounding rocket, which it is, this is this is the NASA sounding rocket launch vehicle family, which we can see here. And this Black Brant 12 we can see is the heaviest sounding rocket which NASA currently has. And if you ask me what are basically sounding rockets, that are nothing but just they are designed to just go up, deploy the experiment or the satellite or whatever into space, and then come down. That's it. It does not stay in the orbit, it does not stay in the space. It just reaches the space, stay there for some time, and then come back to the earth. So that's how sounding rocket works. And talking about this rocket a bit more, um, we have the four stage, these all four stage, the Taurus motor, the Terrier motor, the Black Brent 5C motor, and the Nika motor. All these motors work on solid fuel as its propellant. And yes, the fuel is nothing but the HTPB, an industrial standard. And we can see that this rocket is unique as its kind, because if I zoom in, you can see the fins here is a bit different. It's just not a simple square sheet which they have placed there, and they have a reason to do like that, because this is configuration with symmetrical cross section of this diamond cross section, symmetrical diamond cross section, ensures that this rocket does not have a induced spin during the ascent. Okay, so what is spin and what is all that? When the cylindrical rockets tend to go up in the atmosphere, they tend to roll, and that happens. So that naturally happens. I'll explain the concept, why does that happen in some other stream. But right now, just remember that happens naturally. It tends to spin, and to avoid that, we have this type of spins with this configuration so that it cancels the spin. And how does it cancels the induced spin? Because the rocket goes up, we have the air pushing it downwards from this direction and from this direction. Since both the air are actually canceling the each other effect here, we can see from the the cross section only. Once the air hits this section, the air also hits the other section and keeps the rocket stable in that configuration. So that's how the rocket remains stable during the ascent. Also look at this interstage. This is a different interstage which we have seen from other rockets. So you can see this interstage is a broader at the bottom and then decreasing at the top, and which actually, have this capability to have a differential drag when it comes to separation of the stages. So this separation of the Black Brant 12 stages does not happen with the conventional spring loaded system or pneumatics like that. Nothing as that. We only have the air which is pushing this thing downwards here, this parts here downwards, and because of that pushing the air drag, pushing it downwards, this automatically gets separated after the stage separation. Just the spin is holding, just remember it like this: a pin is holding it, and when that pin is released, the air does its job and separates the vehicle. So that's how this thing works. And yes, this is a spin stabilized rocket with the spin motors on the first stage and the second stage. Now the flight profile. So this is how the flight profile will look like. Here the rocket will go straight up. um, Please keep the slow mode. Okay. I'll turn on the slow mode, Louis Smith. No worries with that. Um, and there you go. So yeah. So I was talking about the flight profile. This is a standard flight profile. The rocket will straight go up, deploy something here, and the deployment will happen during the ascent as well as the descent. At this position, one of the, there is one canister which it is carrying that will be deployed, and then it will coast towards the apogee, and then it will start coming back down because of the Earth's gravity, and then again it will deploy one another canister. Not deploy exactly, but fire up all those canisters. And when it fires up, we have the Aurora formation and the tracers formation. So yeah, it fires up and the auroras are formed and whatnot. But how all those auroras are formed, that is the thing which needs to be seen here. And this is a graphic which actually summarizes the auroras formation. Okay, so this is a sun, this is Earth. Cool. And then suns actually has one event called as coronal mass ejection, which happens, which is a solar flare, which is nothing but, it ejects off all the particles which it is containing. Okay, the plasma particles which it is containing to the outer space. And once it does that, what happens? Those plasma particles are ionized charged particles. It hits the Earth's magnetic field and tends to compress it, which we can see here. It's this magnetic field is like a shield for the Earth, like a umbrella in the rain which shields us from the rain. So this is a rain of those plasma particles, and this magnetic field of the Earth is the shield or that umbrella which actually protects us from this harmful particles. So this yeah, but since the force of the, you can say that kind of, the force of the plasma particles tend to compress this thing here, and we tend to have some effects on it. So when those plasma particles come in contact with the Earth's magnetic field, it travels along the magnetic field lines. And since we know that the Earth's magnetic field runs from the south pole region to the north pole region, so that's why when it runs along the field lines, it gets trapped into these polar regions here. And once it gets trapped into these polar regions, it reacts with the neutral particles, oxygen, nitrogen present in the upper atmosphere, to in the presence of sunlight, to give that auroras, the northern lights, which are very famous right now, those green lights which we get. And that's how our beautiful Earth gets his or its angel hat on its head. And talking about the auroras, man, this aurora, you know, has formed recently only, and it was a thing to watch. Many people have taken photographs and whatnot. So, yep, maybe a days back only when it was scheduled to launch. So that is the case here. Now moving on to the, yeah, then we get a something like uh, this. Get something like this, which we can see. Okay. Now, I won't be having the video presentation here. That would be, it will take some time. I've already explained, I know, how the aurora is formed. So let's just skip that video here and move on to this. So we have actually seen how these auroras are formed and everything. So, but we have actually seen the formation and understand the formation of it. But how NASA is planning to prepare these auroras artificially. So for that, the NASA will be using this barium atom. This is nothing but the electronic configuration of the barium atom, which you can see here. And not to worry about, not to get scared from this diagram. It just says that how the electrons of the barium atoms are, you know, revolves around the barium's nucleus. So we can see here that on the outermost shell, this is the boundary where the electrons can be there. Yeah, and in the outermost shell there are only two electrons, and since the as you go further out from the nucleus, the force of attraction decreases, and hence these are the loosely pegged two electrons here. And also we don't have some electron bodies here to protect it from any outer forces. So this is a thing in chemistry, that's why I'm saying it. Just understand it and just remember this thing. It is loosely held because it is in the outermost shell, and it does not have other electrons like in the other shells, which we can see here. There are so many electrons to protect it from the outer attacks, if any. So when the sunlight actually attacks this barium atom, it attacks these two electrons which are loosely handed, and these two electrons leaves the barium atom, and the barium actually becomes barium 2 plus, because it actually loses the negative charge, and hence once it is neutral, barium atom is neutral without any charge. Once it loses the electron which are negatively charged, it become barium 2 plus, positively charged, because there will be an excess in of positive charge on the barium atom, because the electron which are negatively charged have uh, you know lost it. So that's how this thing works. Now, but there is a problem here. The barium actually exists in this state, the barium metal state. It does not exist in atom state, as we all know. So NASA has to devise a plan on how to separate this barium metal, and separate the barium metal, and we have the singular barium atoms in space. So to do that, NASA has come up with this beautiful plan, and they have gone with this equation. The barium, when in solid forms, when it reacts with copper oxide in very high temperature, around 2500 kelvins or so, and to achieve this 2500 kelvins, they use a thermite reaction, which is a very famous reaction, exothermic reaction, which is nothing but a reaction which is used to melt metals and repair the railway tracks. So yeah, that's how thermite reaction works. So they will be doing in this also, they will be using thermite reaction to raise the temperature, and then the barium will react with copper oxide to form the copper in liquid state, the barium oxide in liquid state, and the barium atom in a liquid state. So these two, the copper and the barium oxide in liquid state, tends to be in liquid state, but the barium atom actually vaporizes and becomes in gaseous state. Once in gaseous state, they are loosely held molecules of or atoms of barium, and now the sunlight can attack the barium atom and lose the electrons. And once it loses the electrons, we have the charged particles in the upper atmosphere, and that's what we intended to do, because the plasma particle which comes in from the sun are also charged particles in the upper atmosphere, and we have now created one charged particles. Once we have created those charged particles, those react with the oxygen and nitrogen molecules, and we get something like this which we can see, or this is a more beautiful diagram which we can see. These are the tracers, which is nothing but copper oxide and copper in liquid form going entering the atmosphere and then vaporizing, and these are the barium clouds. We can see that, but the barium clouds which we can maybe which we'll be able to see today will be of this, the violet color. So yeah, now talking about the visibility, this is the map of how to see the launch, and this could be a bit confusing, and hence I've overlaid the states here, which you can see right now. So how are you? I mean, this chemistry class, it's not a chemistry class. just a thing so that you can understand what's going on. Von Allen radiation belts, it is not exactly that. uh, Charlton, Von Allen radiation belts is a different concept. Yeah, it's not like that which we are going to see. So this is the viewing area for today, which we can see. The green area, the green circle, which we can see is the circle for the Washington, Delaware, where you can actually see the rocket lift off. The After just t minus 0 seconds, you'll be able to see the rocket lift off here till 10 seconds, and then the um, turn for the other part, which is the people living in Virginia, Maryland, New Jersey, to see the rocket for 10 to 30 seconds, then 30 to 60 seconds for the purple, and 60 to 90 for the yellow, and then blue. So people living in Florida, then people living in northern Florida, to be specific, will be able to see the launch. After 90 seconds, they'll be able to see some bright spot coming, going into the sky, and they'll be able to follow that. This rocket will actually go in this direction. So first you will need to look in maybe in northeast direction, not exactly northeast, north of northeast, and then slowly you will have to change the viewing area from north of northeast to northeast, and then to northeast of northeast. So that's how things work from here to here. People living here have to see this and then go like this. So yeah. Yes, it is going to happen, guys. It is going to happen. Here we go again. And we are having the live views. I'll be switching over to that. Uh, a sec. In the meanwhile, if you have any questions, you can surely ask me and I'll try my best to answer them. So, yes, you can answer, ask me any questions that you have right now. And I'll tell you what actually happened with the um, launch yesterday. I mean, why was it uh, cancelled actually? So this is it. Oh man, I have to be ready with that too. Just a sec, guys. Let me just set up this thing also. We are T minus 26 minutes until the window opens up. So that's a thing here right now. And just a sec. Let me have open up. Oh, good enough. What happened? Okay. Thank you so much, Matthew, for 199. And he says, is this only visible on the horizon from Florida? And can I be a mod? Uh, for becoming a mod, you need to be active on the channel, active on the chat. Maybe try to help the chat, whatever the questions they have. And then if you know the answer, and then I'll notice, and you can, I'll make you the mod automatically. So, and talking about the visibility on horizon from Florida, the apogee for this mission is around 400 to 500 kilometers, and after 90 seconds or so, you not at the horizon actually, you should be looking up at the sky only, because obviously it is going up. And yes, yeah, for Florida you should be looking up at the sky only, but where in the sky you have to find out. Maybe just look up for a bright spot which is going on, and you should be looking at that. And what else was there? Just man, I have to do so many things here, and this back-to-back streams has really taken a toll for me. I have been waking up early in the morning for around now 5 to 6 days, and has been my routine, and I really want this to launch today, hopefully. So a sec setting up the stream here so that you can actually see those animations, setting up those things. Okay, good. Okay. So from the vehicle, looking at the vehicle itself, we can see, and as they have mentioned in the chat only, in the feed only, that clouds over Bermuda is a bit of concern tonight. So we'll have to see how the things unfold in that direction. Finally,
So, suborbital sounding rocket carrying the KiNETic payload. This will be the sixth attempt on this mission.
and yes, this will be a fifth attempt on this one. And talking about, yes, I need to talk about what happened with the launcher recently. So the launcher actually, had some issues. And they what they were saying is that it came in contact with the launch support equipment, and they had to literally replace the third stage motor, which is the Black Brent 5C motor, and which is very important for this mission, because that is the motor which actually runs in for the most of the time. So yeah, they had to do that, and that's why they took time. No, 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 it's not my birthday today, Louis Smith. It's close right now, but not a birthday today.
Green there, and our surveillance officers reported out that as of 7:30, we had no ships downrange in the hazard area. So right now, Wallops is green. Principal investigator reported out just recently that the aircraft from NASA Land Research Center flying north of Bermuda with special cameras on board to view the barium vapor clouds. Uh, Everything is good to go there. They don't expect very little, if any, turbulence at their altitude they're flying at, so they should be able to get a good picture. Problem we are having tonight is clouds over Bermuda, which is our main camera site is located there, and they do have clouds there, so they are red. So the launch window tonight opens at 8:03 and closes at 8:53.
Just playing here with the best view which we can get, so that we can have a good Launch cover. Here you go. Cool. So,
For our
what
missions
should Rocket
count
Gyan
so
get
far
for his
for this
birthday?
mission,
We'll see.
had a series
Maybe on
of
the
nights
birthday
when winds
itself,
were
we have
extremely
one
high
rocket launch.
at the upper level
So
winds
that would be a treat
altitude.
for me.
Also had clouds in the area, both here and at Bermuda. And then Wednesday night, we had an issue where during the preparations for the launch attempt on Wednesday night, the third stage motor came in contact with a launcher support, which forced us to scrub for that night. Since then, we have been able to recover. All the payload and all the motors were removed from the launcher so that we could recertify those. And the drive motors were tested. The launcher was load tested, and we checked all the lugs, make sure everything was good on the launcher itself. We replaced the third stage motor, which was the one that came in contact with the support. Abundance of caution, since it is a solid fuel motor, that we don't want to be flying a motor that could possibly have a cracked grain inside. And so we decided to replace that motor and put in a different one, so everything has been restaged. And then after we had everything back up on the launcher, we verified everything, went through all the checks last night, and so we're ready to go with the rocket.
So, okay. So that's the thing, and this is not a model rocket. I mean, yes, after seeing the SpaceX Falcon 9 vehicle launched today, this could become this could look like a bit trivial here, and a bit of comes into a category of model rocket. But this is obviously not a model rocket, and it is a NASA certified sounding rocket which they have, and they literally had to replace the third stage, this bigger stage which they have in the middle, and to accommodate the damage which it actually faced when it came in
TD
contact
RSL-1.
with
Go
the
for TD.
launch.
Sir, be advised, latest balloon data is in and still green for the main vehicle, no issues. Copy,
Okay,
thank you, sir.
sure. Here. Okay, so we are green for the weather here. The upper level winds are looking good. Weather balloons tells that only, the upper level winds. And we are green for the weather. We need to be looking at the Bermuda skies though. We'll have to look at that. Thank you so much, Sean McKay, for that.
And the Black Brant 12 that we're flying today is
499.
71.5 feet tall. Payload that we're carrying is 900 pounds. We'll be flying to an apogee or a peak altitude of 302 miles today. Black Brant 12 is a four-stage rocket motor or rocket vehicle. It's the tallest in our Sonic rocket fleet. It's a four-stage vehicle. The first stage is a Talos, second stage a Terrier, third stage a Black Brant, and the fourth stage is a Nika. This is an extremely fast vehicle. So if you've seen things like the Antares fly from here, this is much faster when you're watching the view. So
TD PM on 1.
Go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir. Wish to gain concurrence in entering the terminal count, or at least going through the polling, with the understanding that we will be holding at T-minus 10 minutes until conditions in Bermuda improve.
Copy. And proceed as requested.
Okay. No fins on the fourth stage. It does not require one because it almost has exited the atmosphere.
All stations, this is ROA on Channel 1. This is NRW 5950, Black Brant 12, launching from Pad 2 50K launcher. Please stand by for station checks. All stations should announce status as green or red on Channel 1. RC?
RC green.
M&O?
M&O green.
Programmer?
Programmer's green.
LC?
LC is green.
ACS?
ACS is green.
PLC?
PLC green.
PTM?
PTM green.
LPM?
LPM green.
Swarm,
Swarm green.
F10,
F10 green.
Dartmouth,
Dartmouth green.
UNH,
UNH green.
CPR,
CPR green.
EDS,
EDS green.
SCO,
SEO's green.
MM,
MM green.
PI,
PI green.
SRPO,
SRPO green.
PM,
PM green.
RSO,
RSO green.
TD.
TD's green.
Check 155.
All stations, this is the final briefing on hold procedures. Stations are responsible for reviewing the go, no-go criteria listed in MOD. Only stations annotated with an asterisk in previous step are permitted to call a hold. All the sites report red.
Okay. Guys, the mission control sound is so satisfying here. I mean, that was so this mission control
TD programmer.
sounding like. I
Yes,
mean,
sir, we're going to hold at 10.
that's how the
Copy that.
mission control should sound like. That was so good. We are green for everything, but still we have made past the T-15 mark though. We'll be holding at T-10 because of the not the weather but the skies. We need clear skies at the Bermuda. And thank you so much,
And so we
Sean
completed the
McKinstry.
hold for final process to proceed in the terminal account. However, we are still ready
TD
at
RSO
Bermuda.
on 1.
Go for TD.
Can you meet me on 5, please?
Copy.
Thank you so much, Sean, for that
So we are
499.
still right in Bermuda, so we'll hold the count at T-minus 10 minutes. Launch window opens tonight at 8:03, and we do have until 8:53 p.m. to launch tonight.
And those of you guys joining in, let me just tell you that today this rocket is will be, first of all, this rocket is a sounding rocket which just goes straight up and then come down. These sounding rockets have their
And MM, on channel 5 for me, please.
And PIPM.
so yeah, as I was saying, this is a sounding rocket which has their own market, you can say, or you can say on area of operation in which they actually operate for the experiments which needs to be conducted in space for a short time. Like this, for today, this sounding rocket will be sending one payload, or you can say the 2 canisters of barium to the to the space, and once it reaches space, it will fire up those barium canisters. And once they get fire, you know, we will be seeing the interaction, or you can say the creation of the artificial auroras in the sky, and that's how things work. For this, the barium canister will be, you know, responsible for producing the barium ionized particle, which is the barium 2 plus, which will react with oxygen, nitrogen present in the upper atmosphere in the presence of sunlight to give those auroras. Maybe auroras will not be visible as such for the people right here, but still, because the violet color will be produced, and the violet color is actually not very much seen from for a human eye, and that's why you know, things go like that. Thank you, Suzanne Fisher, for that 499. Please say happy birthday to Mia in Virginia Beach. Her favorite color is red. Hopefully, okay, her favorite color is red, but hopefully we get a green for launch today. And happy birthday, Mia. Hope you have a blast and you are in the on the Virginia beach, so maybe you can catch the glimpse of the rocket lift off. So, and people talking about how where to look in the sky and what and those things like that. So we have this map here, and you can see, you can refer this map, maybe take a screenshot which you can refer and hence take a look at. I mean, if you are living, maybe let's say if you are living in New York, So New York area comes in when we after 30 seconds to lift off. This purple area we can see it comes in after 30 seconds to lift off. So at t plus 30 seconds you will be able to see the rocket from your location. And where to look at, the rocket will be launching from here and it will be going in this direction. And maybe you need to look up in the direction southeast. Yeah, the people living in New York has to look in southeast direction. First of all they need to look at the south direction, and then slowly they will need to look in the southeast direction as the rocket moves. So that is the range of view for the people living in New York, and similar to that we have the things for the other states.
Hopefully we can launch tonight. If your area is clear as it is here at Wallops, you would have
And
the activities.
hold your clock. Yeah, I just forgot to do that. Let me just, so we have a hold here, guys. We have it. Hold, because of the skies which are not clear right now, and we are waiting for it to get clear. And guys, if you are liking this stream, loving the way I do my work, I present to you all the streams, you can give this stream a thumbs up, maybe share it with your friends, and subscribe for more awesome streams like this. After this launch, again we have a I am not I will be having some other work also, but then also again we have another launch scheduled day after tomorrow for the Atlas
KiNETic-scale 1.
5.
Go ahead, sir.
Surveillance still working, no issues.
Copy. Thank you, sir.
Okay. And Sean says proud of Erin and her graduation. Okay. Good to you for you. And um can what? Do clouds in Bermuda even matter for the observation aircraft? Can they fly above? See, um, obviously the craft is actually flying above the clouds. That is not a problem. The problem is the ground equipment, the ground optics which they have. They have the ground optics in Bermuda as well as in the Wallops, and they need clear skies at both the location to observe the event. Because that the clear skies are needed obviously to observe the event, and hence they will be able to gather the data for the experiment they are performing today. So yep, that is the case. And we are right now at a hold. And yes, an important note as mentioned by Ken, we could have something around 30 to 40 seconds delay here in the stream.
And the
So
Black Brant 12 rocket is a
just
solid.
go out at t minus 2 minutes until liftoff to look up into the sky, and you should be able to see it. So yeah.
Kind of like shooting an arrow. Once it's gone from the launcher, it heads to that target in space that we're looking at. To help the guide the vehicle or stabilize the vehicle, it's spin stabilized. So just as if you're looking at the back of an arrow, you'll see that the feathers are canted or not perpendicular to the arrow shaft. And then we do the same thing with the spins or the fins, and that allows the rocket to spin as it's flying, which helps stabilize the rocket. In addition, on this vehicle, since it is so tall, that we are flying spin motors. So you'll see right as the rocket leaves the launch rail and gets to the top, there are some small motors at the top of the first stage that will fire, which will then speed up the spin of the vehicle.
Okay. So okay, let me just continue his. Okay.
A T minus 10 minutes in holding for the launch of the Black Brant 12 carrying the KiNETic experiment. Right now, everything here at Wallops is green. Winds are looking good, clear skies. We also have no issues with in our surveillance picture with aircraft or boats out in the danger areas. And so we're just waiting to see what happens in Bermuda, where our main camera ground station is located, to look at the vapor clouds, and they are still reporting cloudy skies, which makes that site red. So we'll continue to watch that. If by chance we did not launch tonight, tomorrow night will be the last launch attempt in the window that we have. The window for tomorrow night would be 8:04 to 8:54. If by chance we don't launch tomorrow night, then we'll have to look at other opportunities later on this year to see when we could conduct the mission.
Okay, so one important, so yeah, the spin motors which he was explaining, let me just complete that for you.
With this mission, as I'm sure
So just a sec.
kind of typical for a science mission of this type with sounding rockets, and that we're looking for a particular science event to occur or to study in space. And so not only do we need to have the proper conditions to launch the rocket safely, we also need to have, for example, tonight, we need clear skies, both here in Bermuda and also for an aircraft that we're using to look at the vapor trails. So, you have to have all these components fall into place. And so it's very typical for a mission of this type for us to have to do multiple counts.
Okay, so one important question is being asked in the chat, which is why is this rocket tilted? That's a good question there. So there are these first of all, there are many reasons for such a this rocket to be tilted. First of all, this rocket does not have TVC, which is the thrust vector control in it, which simply means that the engines can't steer this rocket. So this means that if you want to attain a certain range, which means a horizontal range, you can't do that if you just go straight up. Because if you go straight up, you will just come straight down. That's it. But if you want to cover a horizontal distance also, a downrange distance, then you need to be going at a certain angle. Because for the conventional rockets like Falcon 9 and all those things, they have the engines which gimbal. So they initially go straight up and then they perform a gravity turn with the engines, and then they are going in the right direction. But for this, they don't have any gimbaling in the engine which can steer this rocket, and hence they uh, have this rocket in this tilted configuration in the launch pad itself. So it launches in the this angle, and therefore it covers a horizontal distance also. So there are maybe there are, it can simply just go straight up and then come down, but obviously it needs to hit the ocean right here. So that's why, and does not hit, they don't want it to hit any of the public property on the land. So that's why one of the reason it is tilted, so as to it covers the horizontal distance and reach the ocean. Second is, if I open up the map here, uh, where is it? You will see that Bermuda is located in this direction, and when the rocket will fly up and coast towards the apogee, it will actually be be here only on just the north of the Bermuda. And as we know that we have the ground supporting equipments, the optics and the cameras and all those things to observe the event situated in Bermuda. So we need the rocket to travel this distance here. So that's why the rocket is tilted, so it launches at an angle, and it does not just go straight up, it also travels a distance downrange. And yes, at the apogee it will be at just the north of Bermuda. So at 9.5 seconds, means 9 minutes and 30 seconds after liftoff, you can expect the rocket to be somewhere here. So that's how the things work. And thank you so much, Courtney Newman, for that 499. Really appreciate it. And guys, if you want to support the channel, you can do that by becoming a Patreon. Link is down in the description, or you can do one-time fundings. For the super chat is on always enabled for that. It really helps the channel to stay alive and have this awesome information coming in. Someone please explain to me what is hell going on with the Bermuda and what they have the to do with the NASA launches. Okay, so the Bermuda actually has this their cameras, their observing equipments for the Auroras formation located in Bermuda. So NASA, what the relation of NASA is with Bermuda, it is nothing but the NASA have their own equipment located in Bermuda, which they will be using to observe the event today. And hence they want the clear skies to be there in Bermuda, and that's the thing we are having here. Can you read my message, Courtney Newman? If you I mean, I can read your message, but you didn't send any message in the super chat. So, Rick says he's very informative. I can only understand about 50% of what he's saying. Too bad, good guy. I'm standing beside myself today. Okay. So, guys, if you don't understand a thing, you can surely ask me, and I really want. I actually have this aim to make you understand in a very easiest way possible. And if you do not understand something, you can ask me again and again. I'll repeat that again for you to understand. So, yep, that is the case here. And please turn up the mission control volume. We are not having any volume right now. The mission control is not having anything, here right now. So, I think you are doing a great job, says Made of Metal. Thank you so much. No, it's okay. I can, I have to make sure that people who are very new to this rocket launch or the space sector, they can understand the very basic aspect also of the rocket launches. And I'm here for that. What time does this launch window run? Windows run till 8:53 EDT. So we do have some time here. Uh, what is this mission? This mission will create the artificial auroras into the sky. And yes, I just forgot to mention, I mean, why are they even creating these missions, these auroras into the sky? First of all, they need to study the auroras, and they need to study how the energy and how the momentum of the aurora's particle travel in space. They need to understand that, and that's why they are doing this experiment. And now, if you ask me what is the need of studying the aurora specifically, well, auroras is a fundamental thing, you can say, for any planet which has a magnetic field as well as a atmosphere. So, if you ask me why do you have to study the auroras, the answer is simple. If you want to study another planets like Jupiter, for example, you can look at its auroras which forms on the Jupiter's poles. And yes, then looking and observing the auroras, we can actually tell something about the planet, how the magnetic field performs, how the what is the composition of the upper atmosphere in the Jupiter, because here on the earth we get green northern lights as the auroras in the sky, but in Jupiter we get them as bluish violet color. So that color is also something which explains the scientist about how the planet is there, what is the composition, how the magnetic field is performing, and all those things. So yeah. Thanks Neon Rainbow for that 499. Really appreciate it. I'm so glad you are liking this
And if you're
stream,
listening
and I
in
don't
and
know
you're
what
hearing
is
a lot of
happening here.
abbreviations, PI stands for
Okay.
Principal
Okay.
Investigator, so that is the main person in charge of the science team, typically also a scientist himself or herself. And then the PM is the project manager, who is the person here at the Wallops Range to make sure that we have all the supporting staff to support this mission. RSO is the range safety officer, and TD is the test director.
We are right now in the hold due to the unclear skies over Bermuda, and which is necessary right now.
T-minus 10 minutes for the Black Brant 12 with the KiNETic mission. Launch window tonight again continues until 8:53 p.m. tonight.
So they have this time till 8:53.
Currently red due to clouds over Bermuda. We have our camera station, main camera station there that will look at the vapor releases in the clouds they form, and so we would like to have good clear skies, obviously, for the camera to be able to get a good picture of the vapor releases.
Okay. Thanks for that 499 phase. I just died to old age. Okay. Don't worry, everything will be good when you will see this launch. Here it is not cloudy. Actually, red means no launch exactly. The red means the cloudiness at your location. I mean, there could be clear skies at your location in the NASA Wallops facility, but the Bermuda is also a concern there. We need a clear skies there also. And we have the window till 8:53, which means we have to pick up the count by 8:43 EDT. And how much time do we left for that thing to happen? Just a sec. It still have we still have around 20 30 40 minutes or so in the window. No, a sec. Yeah, 13 20 plus 13 33, sorry, 33 minutes the window right now. So we need to be waiting, and let's see how things go. We'll have to be waiting for the things to clear up in the Bermuda, and let's see how things go for today. Please say hi to Jacob and Emma for my donation, please. Thanks to Jacob and Emma. Thank you so much. Jacob and Emma, I really appreciate your donations. Potential rain in the rocket? No. Okay. So guys, if you are new to this channel right now here, let me just tell you that on this channel we host live streams of rocket launches, space events, and we just discuss about what is happening right now, and yeah, I just share my knowledge with you, and we have this information sharing going on, and you get to learn a lot of things. So if you like what I do, you can consider subscribing, and yes, we'll watch the streams along, and let's see how things uh, unfold from here now. Just Ram says, if it doesn't launch by the tomorrow, why does the launch close, window close? Okay, I mean, okay, I got what you wanted to say. Actually, the thing is, right now we will be having this here. Where is it?
And now for a little bit of trivia for you. We do call these rockets sounding rockets.
Okay. Yes, regarding this, the thing which you have asked, we actually, this the launch window they have is till May 16, which means they have the one more flight opportunity tomorrow. That's it. And if they missed that also, then they will have to reschedule the launch, which means that they can't launch on May 17, obviously. And on May 26, we have another launch of the sounding rocket. So maybe after that, after that May 26 sounding rocket launch, maybe we can have some rescheduling of this launch, and we can get a good look at that. So yeah. Remaining anonymous says, please tell Mary happy 30th anniversary and I love her. Happier 30th anniversary to you, Mary, and remaining anonymous loves you. So just enjoy your anniversary and hopefully you have a great future ahead.
80.6 degrees elevation.
Azimuth 102.7, elevation 80.6.
Good readback.
LC, this is ROA.
This is LC.
Like to move launcher to our current wind-weighted settings, azimuth 102.7, elevation 80.6.
And work.
So right now they are adjusting the rocket trajectory to have, maybe to have a particular spot in the sky as well as
In the
maybe.
NASA Science Rocket program, we do have several launches, or quite a few launches this year, not only here at Wallops, but at other locations. For example, next Tuesday, we have a launch out of White Sands, New Mexico. And then we'll be back here at Wallops on the 26th.
ROA, this is LC. 50K launcher settings are azimuth 102.7, elevation 80.6.
Good readback.
Okay. So currently adjusting the
Currently
rocket
working on
trajectory to meet
projects
the new
for next
parameters
year,
right now.
obviously. And next year, in addition to the White Sands and Wallops site, we'll also be launching out of Poker Flat, Alaska, Kwajalein Atoll in the Marshall Islands in the middle of the South Pacific, and also currently we are planning to head to Australia. And then we will wrap up the year with launches not only this year and next year out of Norway.
So they have the FAA approval till May
An
16.
advantage of the Santa Rocket program is that we are mobile, and which gives us the flexibility to prepare the payloads here at Wallops, but we are able to launch them at various sites throughout the world to look at different types of science, looking at auroras, the ionosphere, astronomy missions, looking at the sun. So there's a wide variety of missions that Santa Rockets are used for.
Okay, so someone said, will the aurora still be visible in the darkness? Yes, even I would say as the darkness increases, the visibility of aurora will increase. You will be able to see the distinction in the colors if that happens. Uh, how high in the sky will the aurora be visible? First of all, guys, those of you are wondering what is this launch all about, let me just again repeat that NASA with this launch will try to create artificial auroras in the sky, and this aurora creation has its own role because this is an experiment basically, and the creation of aurora uh, is not what they are studying right now. They know how to create auroras. The thing which they're studying for this mission will be how the energy and the momentum, basically the kinematics of the aurora particles, how those aurora particles move around in space. What I mean by saying they transfer energy and momentum, this simply means how they move around in space. And yeah, we need to, this is a controlled experiment in which we know how much energy is being released, what is the magnetic field that should be interacting with it, and that's why once we observe the phenomena, we'll be able to get the information out of it. So this is the thing which we will be seeing today. Yes, that model is being made by myself, and thanks for that, 299. hopefully you will get some, this animation will run side by side with this launch, because I think they won't be having a good coverage as per the view of this rocket and all those things. So I have made this animation so that you can have a look as in what is going on in the mission. Again, talking about this rocket, this rocket is a mm, solid fueled rocket, which is a, which makes sense also for sounding rockets
TD,
because
RSO, channel 1.
Go for TD.
Latest balloon data still showing us in the green for the main vehicle, no issues.
Copy.
I'll get you to move to 5.
Yes, sir. Move to 5.
okay, so the weather balloon is showing green right now, which is a good thing. The skies need to clear up. Come on, man. They need to clear up. Hmm. Yes, isn't the purple harder to see if it's dark? The purple is always harder to see, no matter how dark or how bright is it. So what I mean by visibility increasing in the darkness, because violet color is always there, which will happen because of the barium vapors when they will form the auroras. But there is something else, and that is called the tracers. Tracers are nothing but the byproducts of the reaction which will create the barium ions, and those byproducts itself cannot vaporize themselves.
Emino, PM.
M&O.
Can you meet me on 5 real quick?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So those tracers are basically copper, liquid copper, and barium oxide in liquid form. They tend to go inside the atmosphere because they does not vaporize in the sunlight. They go inside the atmosphere and then vaporize among when re-entering. So making a trail in the rocket. So that's how you maybe you will be able to see at least the tracers there. And talking about Spencer says, great day for SpaceX, now hoping for the same for NASA. Can you wish my son Noah happy second birthday? Happy birthday, Noah, for for your second birthday, and I hope you have a blast today. You enjoy, and at least I hope that NASA gives you a treat today, and you can actually see this launch today. And yeah, maybe some auroras if you live nearby. And thank you so much, Casey, for that $1. And Matthew says, can you say hi to Nick in Ohio? He likes rocket. uh Hi, Nick. I hope you are seeing this launch also. Happy birthday, Noah. We can have that in the chat also. Why do you have to wait for the Bermuda weather to clear? Hannah says, okay, again, repeating the same thing. The radar equipments, the optics of the ground stations are located in Bermuda and is
PM, M&O.
Go for PM.
It's in work right now, and I'll keep you updated.
Thank you, sir.
okay. Still, they are still in the process of making the trajectory and this launch possible. So yeah, the Bermuda has the optics and the
And
ground
we're
stations
currently
right now.
15 minutes into tonight's window. Still have 30.
And yeah, we need clear skies there over Bermuda so that we can observe the event, the creation of those auroras there from the ground. That's why.
Bermuda, which is looking at, will be used to look at the vapor releases. They currently have cloud cover, and so they're red at that site.
So weather channel radar shows all clear for Bermuda. Weather is clear, but clouds are a concern. There is a accumulation of clouds. We need a clear sky for seeing the phenomena. That's why we need to be see that. Uh, 16 miles per hour of wind. That's not going to clear. Hopefully, we still have some time in the window, around 17 minutes left until they call off the event for today. So let's hope they will launch it today. Thank you so much, Johnny, for that 299. Really appreciate it. And guys, I will appreciate if you can subscribe to the channel and just, you know, join in for another live stream. You will, hopefully I should be updating you with the one video also, which is should be coming up. Let's hope it comes up. That is the Electron rocket failure.
PI, this is PM on 1. Can you meet me on 5 real quick?
uh, Actually, yeah, the Electron rocket of the rocket lab um, actually had a failure during this ignition of the second stage, and whatever we have info right now, so I'll try to analyze that and make a video out of it. Let's hope we get that. Thank you so much, Johnny, for the 299. And right now, okay. And thank you so much, Farmer, for that $5. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much, all. um Please say hi to Tina in Northern Michigan. Hi, Tina. Let's hope, again, I'm saying, let's hope, Tina, we have a beautiful lift off today and we can close this stream, because I've been, uh, awake for around 2 to 3 a.m. for like 5 to 6 days consecutively now to stream all these launches. And in the past 24 hours, I have streamed like 4 launches. So 4 launches, 3 launch and 1 event. Yes, the Chinese have landed on the Mars successfully. Thank you so much for all the super chats going on. Really helps the channel to come to stay alive and bring you these awesome footages and all. Thanks, Constantinos Kohilas, for that 199. And where in sky we should be looking at? Okay, I will again pull up that map for you. This is the map here, guys. You can see, take a screenshot maybe and see where to look at after the liftoff. Green area means you can have a look at T minus 0 to 10 seconds, which means 10 seconds
PM,
after
M&O, can you meet me
liftoff.
on 5, please?
Okay, and the purple means after 30 seconds you will be able to view. So this is the map. You can refer to this and you'll be able to see. Yes, those of you don't know, guys, the Chinese have recently landed on Mars. They have recently landed their Zhurong rover. I have a detailed stream of them landing on the Mars. You can check that out on my channel only. I've explained everything that you need to know about that mission. And yes, China is heading into the space, you know, the space exploration very far. They recently completed their Chang'e 5 mission, which was the moon mission, which was basically to uh, collect the samples from the moon and return it back to the earth. They did it successfully, and now with their first attempt, technically speaking, yes, that was their first attempt. uh, they went in all with the orbiter, the lander, and the rover, and all of the three are performing as expected. Now, right now, there are 2 rovers of different countries on the Mars: the Perseverance from NASA and Zhurong from China. Thanks, Frank, for that $5. Hmm. This is not a planned hold right now. We still we are you are hearing me 2 times. I don't think so. My voice seems to be good right now. No, the Chinese did not land any astronauts on Mars. They landed a rover on Mars recently. Can you make the live stream louder? Actually, the live stream is actually the feed which I am getting from the source only. It has the, you know, that sound, less sound, so I can't do anything about it. From my end it is at full volume, so I keep myself muted when they try to speak, so that you can hear them. Or maybe I can decrease my volume, but that won't be a good thing to do. So how close is the Chinese rover to Percy? They are around 1400 miles away, so they are not close enough and they won't meet each other, so don't worry. Still waiting on in for the window, guys. Thank you so much, Rick, Edge, and Ron for your all super chats. Really appreciate it. We are having around 12 minutes left in this window, and right now things are looking as per the plan. We Let's see how things go about now.
And for those recently joining us, we're currently holding T-minus 10 minutes for the launch of the Black Brant 12 rocket from NASA's Wallops Flight Facility here in Virginia. Launch window tonight does go until 8:53. We currently are green here at the range at Wallops, with the winds acceptable as is cloud cover. We have good blue skies here at Wallops. And then we also have a green surveillance picture with nothing downrange in the hazard areas. We are currently red, however, in Bermuda, which is our main camera ground station. And so we would like to have that cleared out. And so until that happens, we will remain red.
Robert says thanks for the coverage. Thanks all of you guys joining in and listening to this coverage. And Melina says, do you think they're gonna launch today? Totally depends on the cloud cover in Bermuda. My fingers are crossed. I really want this thing to launch today, because I need some sleep, man. My sleep schedule is all messed up right now. I've been waking up like 2 a.m. for every day right now to stream all these launches. Otherwise, yes, if we want, that no ruds happening in the mission, because that is very bad for a company to experience that. And obviously the Electron rocket recently, yesterday only, had a failure with the second stage during the ignition, and they have lost the mission. Although failure tend to improve the rocket, because they find out that, yeah, okay, this is also a problem with our rocket and we need to fix it. So yeah, that is the case here. Thank you so much, Eric, for that 499. Really appreciate it. Will there be a stream of the launch on Tuesday from White Sands? I don't know which launch are you talking about, but if you are talking about White Sands, why is it? Yeah, the stream will be there. If you are talking about the Atlas 5 launch, the stream will be there up on the channel, so don't worry about it. And Robin says, Will and Marianne, if I'm not wrong, love you, Gyan. Thank you so much. Thank you all, guys. Really appreciate your support, and I hope you are enjoying the stream right now. Rico says ki it's scrapped at Google takes 30%. Keep up the good work. Okay, thank you so much, Rico, for that. 499. I know it's a crap, but that's how things work. At least they're providing a platform for us to hang out, right? So it's okay.
TDRSO Channel 1.
Go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir. Latest balloon data still indicates that we are green for upper level winds for the main vehicle. I'd like to ask if you'd like to do a launcher setting refresh.
Sir, send it.
Very well. ROA RSO on Channel 1. Launcher setting refresh, please. Azimuth 103.4. Elevation 80.6.
Okay, so right now
That's a good readback.
they are adjusting the rocket trajectory, hopefully by
This is
changing the
LC.
angle of the launcher. Thank you, J Fair, for that 199.
And work.
And
ROA, this is LC. 50K launcher settings are azimuth 103.4, elevation 80.6.
okay. Yes, I hope so, Robin. Thank you so
Program
much for
TV.
that 5.
Programmer, go ahead.
Copy. So we're going to pick up the clock at 0:43, and we're going to take it down to 3 minutes.
Programmer copy. 043, take it down to 3.
ROA RSO Channel 1. So those last settings that I gave you will suffice for step number 158.
TLB asked, they said tomorrow is the last chance to launch, and if not tomorrow, is there a backup time slot
And
later in the
again,
year?
we're still red in Bermuda.
Till
However, we're going to pick up the count in about 7 minutes at 8:43
PI
p.m.
and TD, this is PM. Can you meet me on 5?
So that depends actually. They obviously they will not be aiming for 17th launch. They will have to see whether they will have to work with the FAA first of all, and see when they are free to launch, because on May 26th they will be launching another rocket from Wallops only. So I suspect if this launch does not happen tomorrow also, then we can expect the launch to slip after the May 26th. Thank you so much, Frank, for that 333. And Melina, thank you so much for that 999. It's my cousin Lorenzo's birthday today. Can you give him a happy birthday? Happy birthday, Lorenzo's. And have a blast. And hopefully you get a birthday treat today when you see this rocket launch and creation of auroras in the sky. That would be a cool celebration for you. So yeah. Happy birthday, Jackson says Skeller. Okay. Mathogan says, thank you for all the early mornings and great coverage. We are high on the mountains waiting to try and to see the launch, the New Hampshire. I hope you get to see the launch today because things are not looking good. We only have 5 minutes left in the window. Let's hope they pick up the launch count today and we get to see the launch. And yeah, thanks so much for all your donors. You guys are awesome. Toguba, thank you so much for 10. Thank you for the coverage and informative commentary. Appreciate it. Appreciate for all of you joining in. Thanks Kamikaze for that 499. Thanks, Christy. For 499 and uh, in the freight 2 says many thanks for the stream from teleport. Okay. Guys, for today's launch, I don't think so. The clouds will get clear. We'll have to wait.
Can you have OSS come up on channel 10, please?
Yeah, copy that.
Thank you, sir.
Melissa says happy 10th anniversary. Keith loves you. Okay. Mike says, can you tell Elizabeth I love her? Elizabeth, Mike loves you. And you two have a great relationship ahead. And yeah. Right now, the SpaceX Starlink mission just completed. Okay, that's a good info. They stuck the stage 1 landing again. So if they have completed their mission, have they completed their mission? Or is it still going on? Because although they had a good landing, but the primary mission was still on. They had to start the engine again, and then the deployment sequence was to begin. Right now, yeah, the launcher is in the flight, so that is thing which is happening. 2 minutes left in the window.
PI to PM.
Go for PM.
We are go to pick up count at 0043 UTC.
Okay, PM copies. And TD, this is PM. Plan is to pick up the count at 0043.
Copy.
There's some good news today, guys. We are picking up the count.
TD, NASCO.
Go ahead, sir.
Do you want to dial into that FAA conference?
Negative.
Roger.
And we should be picking up, so that's how
And we're going to pick up the count here in just a couple minutes at the T-minus 10-minute mark. And the launch window tonight does go until 10:53.
pick up the count at 6. Oh, okay. Yes. We are good on this front. So guys, finally we are picking up the count, and hopefully we have a good weather on
M&O
this.
PM.
M&O.
You're cleared to turn on data recorders.
Can work.
Terminal count to proceed in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. 10 minutes and counting.
PM, M&O. Recorders are on.
PM copies, check 160.
Okay. I will adjust the timer here. Okay. Anonymous photographer says, please say hello to
ACS,
Sonia
check
and Andrew in New
162.
Jersey.
PLC, check 161.
CPR check 163.
EDS check 164.
M&O PM.
This M&O.
Set ground station levels and confirm.
In work.
Okay, so now we can be hyped up about the launch, guys. It is finally happening, and wow. We are still, but remember, at the last time we got a hold at T-minus 2 minutes. So we'll have to see how the things unfold from there. But right now we are go for the launch. We are T minus 8 minutes, 43 seconds and counting. And let's
PM,
hope.
M&O, ground levels are confirmed.
PM copies, check 165.
Coastal wave says in the coast of Virginia, we just watched the ISS fly over. Wow, that's cool. You you'll be seeing the launch today also now. I thought they said they will be holding at T minus 3. Now they can't hold at any time because they are in the last point at the window, which means they have to go and continue the countdown, and let's see how the things unfold there.
Swarm check 166.
ATM check 168.
M&O PM.
M&O.
Record signal strength and deviation for all links. Verify nominal levels and interrogate transponder and verify good 5 code signal.
In work.
Okay, so they're counting down to T minus 3, and if it's still red in Bermuda, it will be scrubbed. Okay. Let's hope I didn't get hear that, but if it is so, let's have our fingers crossed and blow some large fans over the Bermuda so that those clouds can get clear and we can get this launch today.
ATM check 170.
Swarm check 171.
ACS check 172.
I don't know. Okay, so Wildflower says used a specific medical information
PM,
as a
M&O.
professional
Links
regarding.
coded and confirmed nominal. Radars 3, 5, and 18 have a good 5 code, and radar 3 will be on skin.
PM copies, check 167, 169.
Regarding the safety of the barium, okay, a Wildflower, regarding the safety of the barium, they have said that the barium is not at all harmful for the environment here. And regarding the safety of the barium, if ingested, this barium vapors will be released at 500 kilometers altitude. So they will be released in the upper atmosphere, and almost all of that barium will react with the other particles present in the atmosphere. And yeah, so that barium, will not be in the barium form, barium gaseous form. So I think that's why that's not a concern here. And since we are resuming the countdown, I will, for the one last time, open up the map so that you can have a look at from where to see. This is the thing. You should be, if you are living in North Carolina, you should be looking in northeast direction, and the rocket should be visible at around T plus 30 seconds after the liftoff. And yeah, you should be looking in first in the northeast direction, and then slowly moving to the east direction.
PLC check 173.
ATM check 174.
PLC check 175.
ATM check 176.
For this mission,
Go for RSO.
they're about 200 steps.
Provide final wind-weighted settings.
Final settings are 102.2 azimuth, 80.5 elevation.
Azimuth 102.2, elevation 80.5.
Good readback.
Check 177. LC, this is ROA.
This is LC.
Set 50K launcher to final wind-weighted settings. Azimuth 102.2, elevation 80.5.
And work.
Okay, so that's how the things are looking right now. Hoping we don't get a scrub at T minus 3. Let's see how the things will look like. The launcher is ready, everything is looking good, and let's hope we have a good launch today.
PI to PM.
Go ahead.
Bermuda is red. We are no-go for launch tonight.
PM copies. All over Channel 1. This is PM. We are a no-go for launch this evening. Stand by for further direction.
Program, hold the clock.
Come on, man. Guys, our ritual needs to be performed now. Please have F's in the chat. People say, please fly in KSP only. We just
there
see.
you have it. We have scrubbed tonight's launch attempt of Block Brant 12 for the KiNETic mission due to cloud cover over Bermuda, which is our location for our main camera station for viewing the vapor clouds. Our next and final attempt is currently scheduled for tomorrow night, Sunday, May 16th. Launch window tomorrow night is 8:04 to 8:54 p.m.
Permission to lower launcher.
Standby 1.
Oh, man.
Hi, ma'am. This is ROA.
I think I should just fly in KSP and you should be just seeing how the things will look like.
Are you good if we lower launcher, or do you want to wait till you turn systems off?
No, we can start lowering.
LPM, this is ROA. You can proceed as requested.
And
Copy,
guys,
thank you.
Don't worry if I missed any super chats. I'll just go through them right now and we'll see.
Launch in this window that we have.
Go for ROA.
Can we cease interrogation?
And so it's a scrub for today, guys. Again, a scrub because of the sky is not cooperating in Bermuda. So right now, yes, I need to get some sleep, but again, I need to wake up tomorrow. And Rocket Watch says, sorry, maybe tomorrow. Thanks for that $4.99. And right, yeah, maybe tomorrow it's the day. We'll have to see. Okay, so tomorrow also then we will have like 2 launches not back to back, but on the same day. We'll have the Atlas 5 launch also, and then this one. And tomorrow is the last window of the launch. So let's hope this thing actually launches and we get something. Now I need to sleep. Yes, I need to do that, but you can see the launcher is being lowered right now, which simply means it is now going back into the vehicle assembly building. So okay, now I must be reading some chats of you all. Just a sec. Come on, man. I thought today is the day because I had this, feeling that we will be able to see the launch, but it didn't happen. So tomorrow, they have to launch because tomorrow is the last opportunity which they will get. And let's hope they launch it tomorrow and we get something out of it. Please launch on KSP. Will okay. Okay, okay. So now is the time when we should be looking up at the Twitter and see what updates do we have and discuss something about the space. So we'll do that in a sec. Just a sec. Sir. Just a sec. Let me just set this thing up. Okay. So here we have it, guys. Right now we can see here. Uh, this is the update which we have got, which is we are after. First of all, this was the update which we got for today's launch, that they had to replace the Black Brent 12 third stage motor after it came into contact with the launch tower, launch support system, I must say. And right now the launch is scrubbed. So far we just as hype as everyone. So this is the official update from that. Tonight's launch of the Black Brant 12 rocket for the KiNETic mission has been scrubbed due to cloudy skies in Bermuda. The next launch opportunity will be no earlier than May 16, and that will be our last launch opportunity. We want to thank you all for sticking it out with us so far. We are just as hyped as everyone is to get this rocket launched. Fingers crossed for better weather tomorrow. This is what we have got from the official sources, and yeah, this is what we have got today for the SpaceX landing today. If you have missed that launch, this is what we got for SpaceX. And as always, they have nailed the landing today also. And we actually saw the video feed up until it actually landed in on the drone ship, which we can see here. And that was so epic to see that just on the bullseye. You can follow me on Twitter, guys. My handle is this @rocketgyan. The link is down in the description, and we just discuss things about stuff. And yeah, this is the thing coming up. Deployment has been confirmed of these two satellites, and hopefully the Starlink satellites also. And a big next big launch from the China is this. They have recently launched space station also, and now they will be launching another module for the space station on 20th, and we have so many launches planned. And as always, this is the Rocket Lab suffered an issue with the Electron rocket today, and Virgin Orbit just gave them some thing which is so cool, if you ask me. Disappointing to wait to be another scrubbed model. Yeah, I know, right? Weather forecast says 95% rain after 8 tomorrow. Oh man. Uh, and but we see, the thing is, it could be 95% of rain tomorrow, but at Bermuda is actually, I think, 4 hours ahead of the time, so we need to consider that also. Okay, this is a good question though. This is a very good question. Looking at the Black Brent 12 waiting to go and wondering at what point does a launch vehicle become too big to ride the rail? Could a Falcon 9 or Atlas 5 do it if they needed or wanted to? Ah, this is a really good question. I mean, mm, if you think about the rockets like Atlas 5 and Falcon 9, obviously they are too big to handle by the launch rail system. And if need so, whether they will be, launched by this rail system. See, I don't think so. First of all, there will be any need because the launch rail system uh, is needed for the sounding rockets because most of the time they don't have the TVCs or the engine gimbal or the rocket steering capability. But for the Falcon 9 or the Atlas 5, they have the engine gimbal help them, and hence they can go straight up and then perform a gravity turn, which is the most optimal trajectory to go with. Okay. And okay, then also if you want to brute force the launch with the launch rail system, hmm uh it actually comes all the way down to the structural capability of the launch rail system, because those big rockets, the Falcon 9 and Atlas 5, actually are so massive and so heavy for any launch rail system to happen to handle those things. So I think that is the thing. I mean, when the rockets become so heavy so big, the structural capability of the launch rail system is the thing which we should be looking at. So yeah, and yeah, tomorrow at the same time we should be meeting again, and hopefully we get the launch tomorrow. What do you guys think about this question here? If you have any other input to give, you can um surely give us the input in the chat. What does people say about it? No gimbling or attitude control during ascent, which is a slightly disconcerting thought. Okay. Need to be justified, carry the weight of gimbling engines or attitude control. Hmm. This is a better question. Although there have no answers yet. Yeah, he has actually tagged the right person to give the answer. So we'll get the answer from him. The expert opinions. We are just the rocket enthusiast, not a very good. We have the opinions which are 90 to 95% correct, but still the experts are always experts. So we'll get to see what do we have in here. Megan says we are huge fans of your channel. Thank you so much, Megan. Attempting to view the launch again, June. Sorry that you were not able to catch the launch today also. So a big bummer for you regarding that. Hmm. It in the hot tub in New Jersey should come over the trees. You're having a good life there. If you can get a look at from the hot tub at the rocket, oh man, that would be a dream come true for so many people out here. Okay. And we are seeing some launches. This Long March 7 rocket, the Long March 8 rocket or 7 rocket is being rolled out to the launch pad to launch the another module of the Chinese space station. So they are gearing up. China is gearing up for all the launches. What else do we have here? Hot nozzle summer is going on in the Twitter. Whosoever is into model rocketry, they should join in for the hot nozzle summer and maybe contribute for good model rocket launch. Clutch Whitey says he was looking really forward, yes, to see the launch, and yes, I will be streaming tomorrow also. And it wouldn't have been possible without the support of you all, guys. I mean, your support is the one which actually drives me and motivates me to wake up early and stream all these launches for, you know, today. Where do you live? That's a good question. I live on Earth and I want to explore Mars. Okay. Sorry for the misinformation. Might launch tomorrow. Rain is gone, but still might be cloudy. Cloudiness is always a concern when it, you are, you have a island in between, which is a big enough and surrounded by waters. You tend to form clouds there. So we don't have any other update yet. I think SpaceX have already completed their mission today. Uh, and that was fully successful as always. Let's see. Yes, deployment of the 52 Starlink satellites confirmed. And with this deployment, they were able to have us yet another successful launch today and see the beautiful Earth, the horizon. Wow, what a view. There is a high powered rocket launch. The Centerville, Maryland. Oh, yeah, the Atlas 5 is launching, but I don't know, you know, what is the location of the launch right now. So is this only the Florida only? If I'm not wrong, the Atlas 5 is launching from Florida only. And okay, thank you so much, guys, for uh, for everything, for being with me, for supporting me, and yeah. Right now, we are just here and we'll again join back tomorrow. We will never give up. See the rocket launch opportunity, and hopefully, tomorrow is the last day for it to launch. And after that, they will have to reschedule their launch window, work with FAA to get another clearance. That will take some time. So, yep, tomorrow is the last day for them to launch, and hopefully I don't think so. They will, adjust the launch parameters or the launch, the parameters for the launch if it is a last window to launch. I don't think so that will happen. Obviously, the critical thing is the payload and the rocket should remain safe and they should be observe the event. So yeah, that is the case. So I think I can now end the stream and we all can go. Hopefully, you all can enjoy your night. And it's 6:40 a.m. here, and now I should be sleeping in. So, yeah. If you want to support my efforts, guys, you can always and always become a Patreon. I always upload, the craft files of the KSP, and you can check that out. And we have all those perks there, so you can check the Patreon out. The link is down in the description, and super chat is always enabled for one-time funding. So yeah, just hit this part here. Okay. So with that note, the launch is scrubbed and hopefully we get something tomorrow. Is it going to be cloudy tomorrow? I don't. That's all. That all depends on the weather gods, and we'll see. So the launch is scrubbed for today. Although today we waking up early didn't had a big bummer today because we had a SpaceX Falcon 9 launch and that was fully successful and we got some awesome views of the launch and the landing of the Falcon 9 first stage booster. So that was a treat to watch and hopefully we get a launch of the Black Brant 12 rocket tomorrow. So thank you so much guys, and yes, always I forgot to mention the um, effort of the mods to maintain the chat, to constantly monitor the chat. Thank you so much all the mods, Scott, Labrat, Louis Smith, uh, and John Wilson, whosoever is working in silently also, maybe not sharing but also working in silently. Thank you all so much for all your efforts, really appreciate you. And yeah, until then, this is Priyanshu Rohila. You just saw Rocket Gyan. Stay safe, stay healthy, and